Hi there, everybody. My name is Kate, and welcome to my platform, Trinergy Awakens Naturally. This is a timeless message, however, it's super relevant today. Today is the day before the autumnal equinox, okay, or the beginning of fall. We are also right smack in the middle of and engaged with Mercury retrograde. It's currently September, I don't know, the 21st or 22nd. It's the 21st, so tomorrow on 2/2 is the equinox, and we're in Mercury retrograde. And then to just following the timeline, again, timeless message, however, follow the timeline of events that we're going into the fall equinox tomorrow. And then just several days later on Sunday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 days later, we're going into a new moon in Libra season. And if you're into astrology, you're not into astrology, you're into spirituality or not, it really doesn't matter. I hope that you can hear what I have to say, whether you do your spirituality the same way or not, because this is a crucial time when people are being given the chance to get real divine in a real big hurry. And we have a lot of battle going on, spiritual warfare or physical warfare out here on the streets, whatever it is. There's a lot of hopped up and hyped up energy that is very, very, very angry, very annoyed, and though I follow the concepts of ascension and the ideas of Christos consciousness, etc., I don't follow any of the timelines enough to know. However, I bet you if I did some research, I would say that this is getting ready. We're pushing with Mercury retrograde and a new moon in Libra. We're balancing the books on a whole bunch of stuff that was really, really, really wrong from years ago. My own personal story, we're talking 3 years ago, I heard stuff fire off and went, oh no, that's not going to go well when that comes back, to visit again, just from my own personal experience of things that were coming my way. They were harsh, they were hard, they were ridiculous, and they were way the heck out of balance. And we can't get away with that, folks. Cosmically, we've gotten away with a lot of stuff on Earth, and we've been playing around. And I don't know if I'm the only one. No, I'm not. However, there are millions of people losing their minds, and they're losing their divine because they weren't very well plugged in to begin with. And now's not the time, friend, to forget about what it is inside and what it is that's divine and start hooking that up. If you haven't been divine, we need to pull it into line and get real fine in a minute, because the insides, the core of us, that little nugget, if it's, mustard seed or it's, gigantic, doesn't matter. We all have some kernel of the God seed or divinity, universal energy, whatever you call that. Let's not get hung up in the wordplay, because that's where we get distracted and get our asses handed to us because somebody else is paying more attention than we are, because we're busy over here trying to label it correctly. If you're getting your teeth knocked down your throat, doesn't matter to me whether we can identify the perp or not. I just want to fix the problem right on the spot. And the way that I can anticipate that there are problems on the horizon is to listen very carefully to my guidance. My guidance system, Mother Nature gave it to me. If I don't want to believe in divinity or God or any of that religiosity stuff, we don't have to, or spirituality. Mother Nature gave us the ability to go, there's something really effed up, either directly around me or somewhere near my energy. And this morning I was woken up very early. I usually get up early anyway, but this was an extra special early day that, okay, nice. What am I doing? Oh, you're going to go over to Red Rock Canyon, which is outside of Colorado Springs. And let me tell you what, there's a lot of energy over there. And I felt a push as I was going. I could just hear people are suiting up, they're getting ready for whatever it is energetically that they're doing, whichever side they're choosing. I would choose very carefully alliances right now. I would choose very carefully how you're spending your time, who you're spending time with, what you're talking about, and what you're actually doing. And for those of us that are still on some tear that they're going to knock everybody down, that's, trying to do good or whatever, evil will not prevail. I don't know who keeps sending out this horrible message to others that dark doesn't win. It just doesn't. There's no way that dark will vanquish or banish the light. And when we're walking in the light, and insisting that others be flying it high and tight. You know, I have a high standard because I have a high standard for myself. That's what I'm expected to do. Then that's what I expect of the people who go hang out with me, boo. Not that my standard is they have to do something in particular. It has to be a certain vibe. And if there's any vibe out there that there are people that deserve to die, they deserve to do this, they deserve. When I start hearing people talking about the Justice League, and you're not talking about a movie, if you're not talking Marvel Comics or the multiverse or the Justice League or something like that, and you've watched it on film and that's where we are at, then I don't want to talk to people like that anymore ever again, because there's no longer any time in this arena, my friend, that it's the Hunger Games, full slam on Hunger Games. And the people who you thought you could trust the most, the people who you should be able to trust the most, family members, you know, spouses, siblings, friends, co-workers, bosses, anybody that we thought we could hang on to, we cannot, boo. If you cannot say to me 100% that you can trust someone, then you are speaking truth to me. If you say to me, I can trust them 100%, I'm going to say, oh, poor baby, tink, tink. That's not true, because every human has their selling point. We all do. It's a matter of where is your selling point for you. And if your selling point, for me personally, if your selling point is ratchet low, you gotta go. And I started clearing out, you know, 3 or 4 years ago with the divorce. It was pretty clear that, okay, we're making changes here, and start clearing out. And there is not one piece of anything energetically that still belongs to me that I had from that old lifestyle, because we have to, if we're serious about our mission, our walk, and our spirituality, and we're not just the talk, it's a harsh lesson, and believe me, it's a pill I don't want to swallow sometimes. However, if I'm going to say that I'm truly dedicated to my way and walking the good way, the good red road, then I need to separate from anyone that is not doing that. Doesn't mean that I'm perfect, doesn't mean I expect perfection from other people. I expect honesty. That when there's been an indiscretion, that we're going to talk about that. It's going to be grown up, and it's not going to be ratchet. There isn't going to be some financial, you know, kickback. There's not going to be monkeying around with identity theft and stalking. I mean, the weirdest stuff over the last 3 years that has blown my mind. I was trusting you for a really long time because, you know, you came with a title. I'm supposed to be able to. And right now, you got some folks that they're willing to sell their soul some more. I don't know how much soul they have left, you know, but whatever it is, they're willing to sell to the highest bidder or the lowest, trashiest bidder, whichever, as long as they get their earthly gain. And now, the earthly gain does not remain. I'm not sure why we still have folks that are screwed up about that game. There is no hope in doing nasty, dastardly acts of evil intention. You may still proceed. You can certainly be a jerk and a butthole all you want. No one's going to stop you. Not from my direction, a human being. I'm not going to try to stop, you know, others and what they're doing or educate them about, please don't do this to me. I'm here to do good. I tried that and it about killed me, because there are people who absolutely, they don't want to walk in the light. They don't have to. However, I don't have to fight, and I'm not fighting for my life because I'm trying to rehab people that have very low potential rehab potential and ability, because of the exclusive reason right off the top is I don't wanna, I ain't gonna. That's an ego thing. And we are all challenged as human beings. Every Earth citizen I know that carries a human avatar, we have an ego, and we need to understand how to use that ego and defend ourselves and go on the offensive when necessary. However, not knowing when those need to be engaged and how and at what level leaves people strapped in places where they're, you know, real super aggressive and they're hostile and they're doing some crazy shit that you got to sit down with that primate bit. I mean, no, that's got to go, because the light workers, we're standing up. People that work in light and work with energy and do it right, if you will, right angle right, as in not goody two shoes. I say shit, fuck them, just like everybody else, and I'm going to claim exactly who I am, because my intention is always to bring healing and to bring better feeling and resolution to those that I work with. I no longer offer my services, my help, my anything to people that are coming at me already very hostile, angry, and refusing to see what is the reality of 3D. We can be all unicorn poppy seeds and thinking everything's grand in unicorn land, and bubbles and light and all that. However, the honest truth of where I'm at and what I've had to fight has been dark, nasty stuff that I never in a million years would have believed. That spiritual warfare, are you kidding me? I grew up in a Pentecostal church, kind of, sort of, and then a Baptist one, Southern Baptist one, and that was pretty abrasive, and I had a hard time really getting cozy with the idea of demons and all of that. However, when I see that, I'm given prophecy and vision of that, and then I'm pitting up with the energy. This is a long time ago. I don't put up with that nonsense anymore. I kick it off and click it off immediately that no. And that's why is you have people hanging around you. They themselves may not be doing those things to you. However, darker forces, darker entities, darker whatever you want to call all that, attachments, devil, possession, whatever we call it. I'm not going to stand around in the hall and try to identify it all. I'm just going to say that whatever that negativity is, if it finds easy access in somebody who can't figure out what they're about, that they're, always looking for the safest spot to stand, that's exactly where it will land and has an easy host. And I can't go to the whole way with the devil possession stuff necessarily. I'm just saying that when the percentage of a person becomes so foul and so afraid that they become a portal for really nasty, nasty forces, that it's engaged, especially in Libra season when it's karmic balancing, man. We're going back, some of us, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, however many years, our whole lives, some of us been putting up with some family members that, what are you doing? And twisting it back, our direction, it kind of slows down, and all of that is being taken down. It's being taken down and right on down to Clown Town as far as I'm concerned. And what I hear and what I know is, no, the shit show is over now. Those days, we've moved beyond it. Whether I agreed with it initially or not, whether I agreed with spiritual warfare or negativity or devil entity, it doesn't matter. There's many different forms of ew. That's nasty that has shown up, and I've seen it in people's faces. I'm not going to stand around and try to deny what is right in front of me, which is some very black, dark eyeballs with some evil intention. And as a light worker and a healer, I'm not going to stand there and try to save someone who is actively trying to put their dagger in my eyeball. I say my prayers. I say my prayers of protection and accept what my ancestors give to me as the way to deal with that horrible energy, because it has to be disconnected in order for me to be free. And quite honestly, if there's any hope for any of these people that are attached wrong in terrible places, if there's any hope that they're ever going to be free of that, I cannot be tying on karmically with them either. So I have to disconnect that. Now, a lot of people have very specific ways they tell you should do it. The only thing I'm telling you, dude, is get inside, get good in your hood with what's inside, because that will tell you, your ancestors will tell you what you need to do for your bloodline or for you or whatever. And anybody that I ever thought I was on a team with, we keep making our choices, friends. And when you ask yourself out, and I don't ask again anymore. I don't go back and say, are you sure that's how you want to play? Are you sure? Not now, not anymore. We're in a whole brand new cosmic cycle. Galactically, we're into the age of Aquarius, and apparently we're not all shifting and liking it and digging it a whole lot, which we don't have to. As I was walking in Red Rock Canyon today, it came, the reminder, beautiful, sweet reminder from Spirit was, yeah, you don't have to agree with it. Your mind doesn't have to agree with it, Kate. She doesn't have to agree. The monkey mind does not have to agree, as long as you know that this is the way we're going. This is what we're doing, and this is what's happening. It sounds very kooky, perhaps. It sounds like, yeah, she's crazy, and that's fine. I've got a really thick skin. I learned that. I sure did. You're so sensitive. Well, let me fix that. So learn to adapt and listen inside to how it is that I can do something besides hide, because the emperor's new clothes, man, there's not a one of us that's walking around that isn't naked as a jaybird, at least to somebody else that can see our truth hanging out long, hard, and wide. And whenever it's just a neon sign, There's no way to hide. We are in Libra season. As of Sunday, we're going into the Libra season with the new moon. And wow, be careful what you're creating. Be careful who you're making alliances with. 1444, thank you, Spirit. And be careful what your mouth is saying and how you're playing, because every choice we make matters. Every choice that we make counts. We do not get by with terrible energy or terrible intention. Even though we look like we have, we come to pay for that, and you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. When people are in their own mind, you have no idea what's going on up there. So there are people, I'm sure, walking around in absolute abject fear and terror, and they look like they're okay, but they are plugged deep into the matrix. And man, you got to go away. That's not a serviceable job anymore, to be plugged into, you know, the energy whore over here of the matrix, because that paradigm is just sucking the lifeblood out of people, and they're too stubborn and too locked into their ego of, well, I said, and you know, no, that's the old system that's got to go. So I do try to keep these under 15, and I've already gone over, so I'm gonna keep it clean and shove off for now, and just say that if you're feeling out of sorts, if you're feeling kind of like there's a lot of very wild and chaotic energy and a lot of, you know, kind of aggression around me, there probably is, you know. I don't have to battle any of that myself exactly anymore. I do get the drop in, and I get the snapshot of what's happening without being engaged energetically. I'm very protective of my energy, and I encourage you to be equally as protective of yours. And don't be launching into weird places energetically, saying and doing stuff. And especially, man, for those of you, I hope there's not anybody, I hope you're going, nah, she's nuts, nobody really does that. But for the few that are out there doing that stalking thing, yeah, if you're still considering going evil, hard, and wrong, I would really pick a new song, because that's going down. That whole paradigm, we went into the shift, and every time we come to a planetary alignment and we come into retrogrades and new seasons, we have like 5 or 6 planets in retrograde right now, and this is a very cosmologically huge time energetically and cosmologically that is affecting us energetically. And if we don't know how to manage that going into that, if you don't know how to swim, man, you're already going to have a hard time. If you are swept away in a flash flood, you're already compromised if you get swept up in that. And then if you don't know how to swim, you know, not saying it's hopeless, it's just the odds are, and I like to go with odds that don't have to be evaluated, because I'm not in the Hunger Games. However, since we're here, let's go ahead and do that without fear and meet these things exactly as they are and speak the truth about them, because that's the best way to vanquish that foe, is to be honest and speak the truth of what is your reality, what is my reality, and then come together with the harmony of that and cut loose immediately anyone that isn't interested in that with you, because they're going to slow you down. And if they become the portal entry for some clown, they're going to F your life up and take you down too, whether you wanted to or not, whether you're a sweet little light worker or you are a hateful demon soul. It doesn't matter. That I personally, I don't want to be taken down because I was being a clown and not listening to the obvious. That whatever your title is or was, if you're acting like a tooling pirate and you're, you know, really, really just a jerk, as much as that hurts, I don't want to have to admit when I look around that I've been that kind of clown. However, I also am not into cosmic felonies and doing some of the stuff that I've seen and been victim of, been the recipient of. Like, oh my God, you know, you went into territory. I heard that fire off 3 years ago, and I knew it wasn't going to be pleasant. And God is good, divinity is good, my team is good, that I don't have to go sit in that hood. I get the snapshot of just the energetic read of, yep, thank you, that's all I need. And I let it go, because I'm given the instruction about how to do that, when to do that. The whys, not so important, because I'm moving through, you know, rapid pace. I don't have time to interview every little face and go, why are you doing this? Did you get hurt as a child? Somebody got hurt somewhere, and there's bloodlines, long ones, that are deep, deep into some very sick twisted, distorted, and dysfunctional stuff that the people who are here, those light workers here doing generational curse breaking stuff, yeah, it's gruesome sometimes. However, I don't interview every little thing that comes by. It is just, that's the snapshot, let it go, here's how you do it, there's the flow, and then block it. Because if I carry it in me, I'm still energetically tied to it somehow karmically. And no, because when all that tower comes down, I'm not going to be in that clown town. If I'm lucky, no. If I'm very decided about it, that Spirit protect me and show me always how I can set myself free and set those energies free too. Now, I'm not a humanitarian to be, freeing all the boogie people or the boogie energy or the boogie bad guy or bad girl or bad whatever it is. That's not my job. That's not anyone's job, to go and salvage people that you're going to lose your whole entire life. Your whole self will be on the floor, dead as a doornail, and those fools will still be going on. I've seen it, I've witnessed it, and I've been the recipient of it. So I don't play like that anymore. Sweet, nurturing, loving, and kind, I'll give you, all of that. All of it, all day long, if you know how to mind the respect of divinity is running this, not me. So I don't hand out my tender, loving mommy energy to just anybody anymore. I do not. I used to, and I got my ass handed to me and dropped to the floor, and I finally got the message of, don't do that no more. So I do not. And I also don't walk out just, straight strapped and ready for a fight. Usually, however, I felt it very much today that, protect yourself, because there's weird stuff on the way, and it's happening out there in the ethers, stacked up in places that are none of my business. And anyone that's digging around in Akashic Records better knock that shit right off. I don't know another way to say it, that this isn't the time to play it like you were evil. Even if you're really good at it, I'd sit down for a minute and rethink that and start, reshaking and rebaking that one. Get out of the dumb dough material and get some raw dough and reform that and put that into an oven and make something that's actually good and nourishing for your soul. Because feeding oneself on garbage and negative and all of that, it kills us. I mean, you can't get any clearer than that. It kills us. It puts us into positions where we have health problems, we become mental health nightmares, we become suicidal, we're addicted, and we're a real draw on the energy of Mother Earth. And here it comes straight to the point, is that I'm here to help revive and save Mother Earth. I'm not here to save the citizens who are too unplugged, clueless, and unwilling and unfeeling and unhealing to do anything more than destroy her. That is an active, ongoing battle up in the ether somewhere all the time, and it's kicked into high gear. So for those of us that, don't want to hear, okay, you don't have to. However, if you walk into a burning building and somebody's standing there telling you that's a burning building, how many more people do I think I want to watch go into a burning building? Nope, I'm not going to be near the fire, because I'm going to be over somewhere else, knowing that that's a hopeless situation. The building's going down, then there's nothing I can do. And I don't take up rescue as my job anymore. As a former paramedic, I learned the hard way too, that somebody's fighting me, then I got to let go of you. And that's the most horrible feeling, when you know that I definitely have to let you go, because I'm an asset here. This isn't just me as a human being. I'm an asset to this EMS team. And if you kill me, you're one person and you're going to go, or you're going to not. I mean, you will or you won't. However, you're not dropping me on the spot, that I'm part of a team, a much bigger effort, and you're one person. If you take me down, you're going to compromise a whole team. And that, my friend, is not clown that I do anymore. So it sounds harsh, and it seems mean, and it seems in direct contradiction to somebody who can be very loving and sweet and kind, and I can. However, I'm ruthless at this point with, no, do not bring fuck shit show. We don't have time for that anymore. And any time that a person wants to come correct, they have no problem getting past my borders, so to speak. And the same is true for me, that I wouldn't expect to go in with fuck shit energy and demand stuff of anybody. No one. Not because they are this title or they owe me, cause there's no justification or entitlement. It's all gone. There is nothing left except raw, naked truth. And when I look around and see that, sometimes it's frightening and disgusting all at once. And Yet I also have great experiences with people who are real and raw and honest, who are very kind. So even though I had in the mountains a very hawk's eye view of, ew, that's ugly, boo. I went to the grocery store, a natural grocery store, to get groceries, and there was a very kind, beautiful woman that just touched my soul, that she reached out to me and said something just completely, I wasn't expecting it, no idea. I mean, it was just like, see, there is the direct contradiction that we can be if we want to be in that, and I don't. I want to live more with, yeah, the balance is that that's over there. I don't have to put any attention on that, though, unless I need to get rid of it. And then I want to be more over here and find the balance of the sadness that's whatever the mass exodus of all that energy is, how it looks and all that, not my business. That's sad and everything, look around, it's bad. But there are many people who are waking up, like, now's the time, wake up, wake all the way up, and don't wait another second, buttercup, and get busy, because not one single soul here that knows they have a mission will be happy until they're on their mission, walking in those shoes of, I'm here to do the work that I came here to do. And it's not to sit around and try to screw you. That's not my mission. And there are people who have made it their mission to do exactly that. Why we'd want to stop on that, I have no idea, but whatever. It's not mine to question anymore or to get butthurt. We don't have time. There's no time, not for me anyway. I'm gonna drop it right to the floor and say, next, move it on. So anyhow, I didn't make my 15. Again, imagine that. I don't know why I say I'm stopping now, or I'm gonna, yeah, whatever. Take care of yourselves, friends, and get inside, because your divine really is fine. It really is fine, even though it feels undivine perhaps, and people are saying and doing and swinging weird on the vine. They're doing weird stuff, and they're altering like timelines and stuff with historical rewrites that, yeah, you don't just get to do the timeline work like that. That's not how you do that. That's not how you alchemize that, is just to lie about what happened. That's not how you do that. That's called a rewrite of a script, and the script is completely gone, so you're wasting your time. If you want to do timeline and heal, first thing you got to do is bring honesty, so we can feel our way through the heal. And we're not going to get to the heal if we can't even get to the feel, because nobody wants to deal with the horror of their past or the decisions they've made. I'm not proud of every single thing I've done. However, I don't have any problem standing under the sun raw naked and saying, this is me, this is what I've done. So anyhow, take care of yourselves, friends. I do hope that if you are engaged in some place that's battly, may the force be with you, and live long and prosper, and please get busy and do your job, and don't wait another second, because we need every single earth warrior, every single spiritual warrior, every single energy healer, whatever your angle is, baby. If it's working for the good of Mother Earth and Earth citizens, humankind, whatever, I'm working on Mother Earth, and I know that when I work with that, it pulls the rest in line. So if you're working for that and you're working for the light, then please take care of yourself and be well, and know that all inside is fine. You're divine. It really is fine. It's a matter of getting in there and getting in touch with that, and knowing that it's fine, and growing that communication from the upper realms to your heart, and then not filter so much through that monkey mind. That's not a good place to leave reason at the moment, because it might be tapped weird with other people swinging in with their fear. So take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again next time, friends. Thank you very much. Be well. Bye-bye.